Chosen ones, this will vanish forever in 45 minutes. Don't miss it. Feel that quickening in your chest, that pulse racing as if heaven itself is counting down. This isn't just another moment. This is your divine summons, a sacred interruption that found you exactly where you are, scrolling, searching, yearning for something more. In the next 45 minutes, a window of opportunity etched with your name in the courts of eternity will either swing wide open or close forever. You didn't stumble upon this message. Heaven hunted you down. Right now, as the world spins in chaos, God is whispering directly to your soul. This is your moment to break free from the chains of doubt, to step into the destiny you've sensed but never dared to claim. Don't you dare scroll past. The next hour could rewrite your future, but only if you listen before this divine timer runs out. You're tired, aren't you? Tired of prayers that seem to evaporate into silence, of doors slamming shut just when you thought you'd found the key, of watching others claim victories while you're still fighting battles no one sees. You've carried burdens that would have crushed others, sleepless nights wondering why your breakthrough hasn't come, moments of despair where you question if God even knows your name. But here's the truth that will shake you to your core. Every tear you've shed, every rejection you've endured, every delay that tested your faith, it wasn't punishment, it was preparation. God hasn't forgotten you, chosen one. He's been forging you in the fire, not to break you, but to make you unbreakable. Your struggles weren't random. They were divine chisels carving out a vessel strong enough to carry the purpose written in your spiritual DNA before the stars were hung. Picture a radiant scroll unfurling in the throne room of heaven, your name inscribed in golden ink, glowing with divine intent. That scroll isn't a dream or a metaphor. It's your calling, your divine purpose, sealed until this precise moment. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. This scroll has a timer, and it's ticking down to 0. In 45 minutes, the window to claim what's written on it could vanish. Not because God is cruel, but because divine opportunities are tied to divine timing. Think of Noah, who had one window to build the ark before the flood came. Think of Esther, who had one moment to approach the king or lose her people. Your moment is now, and it's slipping through your fingers like sand. This video unveils a unique truth. Your deepest doubts are not your downfall. They're the keys to your greatest breakthrough. Every question you've whispered in the dark, every fear that's held you back, is about to become the fuel for your spiritual awakening. Let's talk about doubt. You've felt it, haven't you? That gnawing voice that says, you're not enough. You've failed too many times. God's promises are for someone else. Doubt isn't just a feeling, it's a strategy, a weapon the enemy has wielded to keep you small. But what if I told you that doubt is the raw material God uses to build unshakable faith? Look at Thomas in John 20:27, who refused to believe Jesus had risen until he touched the scars. The world calls him Doubting Thomas. But Jesus didn't reject him. He invited Thomas to see, to touch, to believe. That moment of doubt became the foundation of a faith so strong it carried Thomas to preach the gospel across nations. Your doubts aren't disqualifying you. They're qualifying you for a testimony that will echo through generations. Consider Maria, a single mother from Chicago I heard about last year. At 42, she was drowning in debt, working 2 jobs and battling the doubt that God had abandoned her. Her kids needed her, but she felt like a failure, questioning if her prayers for financial breakthrough were even heard. One night, scrolling through videos like this, she felt a stirring, a whisper to act despite her doubts. She wrote down one goal: to start a small catering business, something she dreamed of but dismissed as impossible. She took a leap, using her last $200, 0 cents, to buy ingredients and post flyers. Within weeks, a local church hired her to cater an event. That led to more clients, and within a year, Maria's business was thriving, her debts shrinking, and her faith restored. Her doubt didn't stop her. It drove her to act, proving God's plan was bigger than her fear. You're standing at a crossroads, chosen one. On one side is the familiar weight of doubt, the comfort of staying small, the safety of what you've always known. On the other is a door, glowing with the promise of your destiny. But it requires you to walk through your doubts, not wait for them to disappear. Hebrews 11:1 declares, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Faith doesn't erase doubt. It moves through it. Right now, heaven is watching. Angels are leaning in, waiting to see if you'll dare to step forward before this 45-minute window closes. Your spiritual awakening isn't coming, it's here, and it's begging for your response. Let's get practical. You don't need to wait for perfect clarity or a lightning bolt from heaven to act. God works in the small steps, the ones that feel insignificant but carry eternal weight. Here are 3 specific actions you can take today to step through this door of personal transformation before it vanishes. First, write down one goal you've been delaying. It could be starting a business, pursuing a degree, or even forgiving someone. Put it on paper. Make it real. Second, reach out to one person you've been meaning to connect with. Maybe it's a friend you've drifted from, a family member you need to forgive, or a mentor who can guide you. Send that text or make that call today. Third, take one tangible step toward your dream. If you want to write a book, draft the first page. If you're called to ministry, research how to register it. These steps aren't just tasks. They're declarations to heaven that you're ready for your breakthrough. These actions are your bridge from doubt to destiny. Don't overthink them. Don't wait for a better moment. The timer is ticking, and these steps are the keys to unlocking the door before you. Imagine standing before a golden gate, your name carved in radiant light, the sound of heaven's choir humming softly behind it. That's not a fantasy. It's the reality of this moment. But only if you move. Doubt will tell you to wait, to question, to hesitate. But faith says, step forward, even if your knees shake. Your divine purpose is on the other side, and it's closer than you think. You've been through the fire, haven't you? Rejection that cut like a knife, financial struggles that kept you awake, moments when you wondered if you'd ever see the light at the end of the tunnel. But every one of those trials was a divine setup. Psalm 66:12 says, "You let people ride over our heads. We went through fire and water, but you brought us to a place of abundance. Your pain wasn't pointless, it was purposeful." God was using every closed door to redirect you to this open one. Every setback to build resilience, every doubt to teach you trust. You're not just surviving, you're being sculpted into a vessel for a purpose so grand it will outlive you. Think of Joseph, sold into slavery, imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. For 13 years, doubt must have haunted him. Why had God abandoned him? But Genesis 50:20 reveals the truth. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Every trial was positioning Joseph to save nations. Your story is no different. That job loss you mourned, it was God clearing space for a calling you couldn't see. That betrayal that broke your heart, it was God protecting you from relationships that would limit your destiny. Your doubts, your struggles, your scars, they're not your shame. They're your credentials, proof that you're ready for what's behind this door. If you're feeling a fire ignite in your spirit, type "I am stepping through my doubts" in the comments below. Your declaration isn't just words. It's a signal to heaven that you're ready to claim your divine purpose. Share this moment with others in the comments, and let's build a community of chosen ones who refuse to let doubts steal their destiny. Let's talk about Sarah, a teacher from Atlanta who faced doubts so heavy they nearly crushed her. At 35, she was stuck in a dead-end job, her dream of opening a community center for at-risk youth buried under years of what-ifs. Doubt told her she was too inexperienced, too broke, too ordinary. But one Sunday, a sermon on faith pierced her heart. She took 3 steps. She wrote a vision for her center, contacted a local pastor for support, and started a crowdfunding campaign with $50.00. Within months, donations poured in, volunteers joined, and her center opened, serving dozens of kids. Sarah's doubts didn't vanish, she walked through them, and her faith journey became a beacon for others. Your story could be next, but only if you act before this window closes. You're not alone in this. Right now, thousands of chosen ones are watching this, feeling the same stir, battling the same doubts. Some are single parents praying for provision, others are entrepreneurs waiting for courage, and some are just souls searching for meaning. You're part of a remnant, a holy army bound by purpose, not perfection. Romans 8:28 promises, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Your doubts don't disqualify you, they're part of the process. God is weaving them into a tapestry of triumph, but you must take those 3 steps. Write your goal, reach out, act now. Imagine a battlefield not of swords and shields, but of spirits and destinies. On one side, doubt stands like a towering shadow, whispering lies about your worth. On the other, faith glows like a sunrise, beckoning you to a future where your doubts become your testimony. Every step you take toward this door is a victory in that battle. Doubt will scream that you're not ready, but faith whispers that God has already prepared the way. Isaiah 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" Your breakthrough is springing up, but you must perceive it, claim it, step into it, before the timer runs out. If this message is resonating deep in your soul, consider supporting through Super Thanks below. Your gift helps carry this urgent call to others who need to hear that their divine moment is now. Every dollar sows seeds of hope for someone else's breakthrough. You've been waiting for a sign, haven't you? A clear word, a neon arrow pointing to your next step. But what if this video is that sign? What if the stirring in your spirit, the tears in your eyes, the hope rising despite your doubts? That's God's voice calling you to move. The enemy wants you to wait, to overthink, to let this 45-minute window slip away. But faith acts. Faith writes that goal. Faith makes that call. Faith takes that step. Picture yourself a year from now, standing in the abundance God promised, looking back at this moment when you chose to walk through your doubts. That future is possible, but only if you act now. Let's revisit those 3 steps because they're your lifeline. First, write down that one goal. Make it specific, whether it's starting a project, healing a relationship, or chasing a dream. Second, reach out to someone who can support or inspire you. Don't let pride or fear stop you. Third, take one concrete action today, no matter how small. These aren't just tasks, they're spiritual weapons, breaking the chains of doubt and unlocking your destiny. Don't add more steps or wait for others. These 3 are enough to carry you through this door before it vanishes. You're stronger than you know, chosen one. The fact that you're still here, still listening, still hoping despite every battle you've faced, that's not weakness, that's divine resilience. 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Your doubts, your fears, your imperfections, they're the canvas where God paints his masterpiece. This door isn't for the perfect. It's for the persistent, the ones who dare to believe that their personal transformation is worth fighting for. If you're ready to claim this moment, type "I am breaking through my doubts" in the comments below. Let the world know you're not staying stuck, that you're stepping into your faith journey with courage. Your words could spark someone else's breakthrough, building a community of chosen ones who rise together. You've been through storms that should have broken you, but here you are, still standing. That's not luck, it's divine orchestration. Every doubt you faced was a test, every delay a lesson, every closed door a redirection to this open one. Picture a river, carving its path through stone, unstoppable despite every obstacle. That's you, unstoppable not because of your strength, but because of God's plan flowing through you. This 45-minute window is your chance to step into the current of your destiny, to let faith carry you where doubt tried to drown you. You're not just watching a video. You're standing at the edge of eternity where heaven and earth collide. The doubts that have held you back are trembling because they know their time is up. Your spiritual awakening is here. Your breakthrough is now. Your divine purpose is calling. Those 3 steps, write, reach out, act, are your keys. Don't let them sit unused. Don't let this door close. In 45 minutes, this moment could vanish forever. What will you do, chosen one? Will you let doubt win, or will you step through to the destiny God has prepared? You're not alone in this fight. Across the globe, chosen ones like you are hearing this message, feeling the same urgency, battling the same doubts. Some are in hospital rooms praying for healing. Others are in boardrooms, seeking courage to lead. Some are in quiet homes, searching for purpose. You're part of a holy remnant, bound by a shared calling to rise above doubt and step into God's plan. Romans 15:13 prays, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit." That hope is yours, but you must claim it by acting, by moving, by trusting before this window closes. Imagine a moment in the future, standing before God. The scroll of your life unrolled. He asks, "What did you do with the door I opened?" Will you say, "I was too afraid, too doubtful, too busy"? Or will you say, "I stepped through, Lord, and saw your power unfold"? That future hinges on this moment. Doubt will tell you to wait, but faith says, now is the time. Your breakthrough isn't a dream, it's a decision. Write that goal. Make that call. Take that step. The door is open, but the clock is ticking. You've been chosen not for ease, but for impact. Not for comfort, but for courage. Not for a small life, but for a legacy that will ripple through generations. Doubt is loud, but faith is louder. The enemy is cunning, but God is sovereign. This 45-minute window is your divine moment, your chance to prove that your faith journey is stronger than your fears. Picture that scroll in heaven, glowing brighter as you move toward your purpose. Picture that door, wide open, waiting for you to cross the threshold. This is it, chosen one. Your destiny is calling, and it won't wait forever. If you're ready to silence doubt and claim your breakthrough, type "I am claiming my destiny" in the comments below. Let heaven hear your yes, and let others see your courage. Your declaration could be the spark that lights someone else's faith. You're not just a face in the crowd. You're a chosen vessel, a warrior of faith, a carrier of God's promises. Every doubt you faced was a lie, every trial a stepping stone, every moment of despair a setup for this divine appointment. The timer is running out, but you still have time. Take those 3 steps, walk through that door. Your spiritual awakening, your personal transformation, your God-given destiny. They're all waiting on the other side. Don't miss it, chosen one. The next move is yours. The door before you isn't just an opportunity, it's a divine mandate, a celestial summons that carries the weight of eternity. You feel it, don't you? That pull in your spirit, like a tide drawing you toward a shore you've never seen but always known. This isn't about chasing fleeting dreams or temporary wins. This is about stepping into the eternal purpose God wove into your soul before the foundations of the earth were laid. The doubts that have shadowed you, the fears that have whispered, "You're not enough." They're not your truth. They're the enemy's last desperate attempt to keep you from crossing this threshold. But you, chosen one, were born for this moment, and in these final minutes of this 45-minute window, heaven is holding its breath, waiting to see if you'll claim what's yours. Let's talk about purpose. Not the vague, feel-good kind the world tosses around, but the kind that burns in your bones, the kind that wakes you at 3 a.m. with a vision you can't shake. You've sensed it all your life, haven't you? That nagging feeling that you were made for something bigger, something beyond the ordinary grind of paying bills and checking boxes. Maybe you've buried it under layers of responsibility, silenced it with the noise of daily life, or dismissed it as a childish fantasy. But purpose isn't a fantasy. It's your spiritual fingerprint, unique to you, etched by God's own hand. Ephesians 2:10 declares, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." Your purpose isn't something you find, it's something you step into. And this door, glowing with divine promise, is your entry point. Think of David, a shepherd boy tending sheep in the fields, overlooked by his own family. To the world he was insignificant, his days filled with mundane tasks. But God saw a king. When Samuel anointed him in 1 Samuel 16, David didn't walk straight to the throne. He faced giants, caves, and betrayal, each moment sharpening him for his purpose. Your life, too, has been a training ground. That thankless job you've endured, it taught you resilience. That loss that shattered your heart, it deepened your compassion. Those moments when you felt invisible, they were God hiding you, refining you, preparing you for a stage only He could see. Your purpose isn't waiting for a perfect season, it's waiting for your yes, right now, before this window closes. Consider James, a mechanic from Ohio I heard about recently. At 50, he felt trapped in a life of routine, fixing cars by day, numbing his dreams with TV by night. Deep down, he longed to mentor young men in his community, to guide them away from the gangs that had claimed his brother. But purpose felt like a luxury he couldn't afford. Bills were piling up, and his confidence was shot. One evening, a co-worker shared a story about a local youth program needing volunteers. James felt a spark, a whisper of purpose reigniting. He didn't have a degree or a plan, but he took a step. He called the program, offered his time, and started meeting with teens weekly. Today, James mentors dozens, his garage a hub for life-changing conversations. His purpose wasn't a grand stage, it was a quiet commitment that transformed lives. Your purpose is just as real, just as reachable, but only if you act before this 45-minute timer runs out. If this message is awakening something deep within you, consider supporting our mission through Super Thanks below. Your generosity helps us carry this call to others. standing at their own divine doorways, searching for the courage to embrace their purpose. Every gift is a seed sown into someone else's breakthrough. You're not here by chance. The fact that you're still listening, still feeling that stir, is proof that your purpose is alive, pulsing, ready to be claimed. But purpose isn't passive, it demands movement. Those 3 steps you've already heard, write your goal, reach out to someone, take one action, are your keys to this door. Don't complicate it. Don't wait for a louder sign. Purpose isn't found in waiting for clarity. It's forged in the act of stepping forward. Picture a path stretching beyond this door, winding through valleys and peaks, each step revealing more of who you were created to be. That path is yours, but it begins with the courage to cross this threshold now. Let's talk about the lie that's kept you stuck, the myth of someday. You've told yourself you'll chase your purpose when the kids are grown, when the bank account is fuller, when you're more prepared. But someday is a thief, stealing your now, lulling you into a life of what-ifs. Jesus warned in John 9:4, "As long as it is day, we must do the works of him who sent me." Night is coming when no one can work. Your day is now. This 45-minute window is your daylight, your chance to act before the night of missed opportunity falls. The enemy loves your some days. He thrives in your delays. But God is calling you to seize this moment to the purpose that's been burning in your spirit all along. You've seen others step into their purpose, haven't you? Maybe a friend who started a non-profit, a colleague who launched a business, or a neighbor who became a voice for change. Their stories stir you, but they also sting, reminding you of the purpose you've shelved. But here's what you don't see: their doubts, their fears, the moments they almost quit. What set them apart wasn't perfection, it was persistence. They acted imperfectly, and God met them there. Your purpose isn't about being ready, it's about being willing. Those 3 steps, write, reach out, act, are your act of willingness, your declaration that you're done with someday and ready for now. If you're feeling your purpose rise like a tide within you, type, "I'm embracing my purpose now" in the comments below. Let heaven hear your commitment, and let others in this community of chosen ones be inspired by your resolve. Your declaration could be the nudge someone else needs to claim their own calling. Imagine a tapestry, vast and intricate, each thread a life, a story, a purpose woven together. Your thread is unique, its color irreplaceable, its place in the design essential. Right now, God is inviting you to weave your thread into his masterpiece, to let your purpose shine in a world desperate for light. That goal you wrote down, that person you reached out to, that step you took, they're not just action, they're stitches in eternity, moments that will outlive you, impacting lives you may never meet. This door isn't just a personal breakthrough, it's a gateway to a legacy, a chance to leave the world different because you dared to live your purpose. You've been through too much to settle for a life of some days. The nights you prayed for direction, the losses that left you raw, the dreams you almost let die, they were all part of God's plan guiding you to this moment. Jeremiah 1:5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew your name. Before you were born, I set you apart." Your purpose isn't an afterthought. It's God's original design, and this 45-minute window is your chance to step into it. The doubts that tell you to wait, the fears that say you're not enough, they're lies, unraveling in the face of God's truth. You are enough, and your purpose is ready to be lived. Think of Rahab, a woman in Jericho whose story in Joshua 2 defies the odds. She was an outcast, her life small and stigmatized, her purpose seemingly non-existent. But when two spies arrived, she sensed a divine moment. She didn't wait for a new identity or better circumstances. She acted, hiding the spies and securing her family's future. Her purpose wasn't grand in the moment, but it placed her in the lineage of Jesus. Your purpose too may start small, a goal, a call, a step, but its impact is eternal. Don't let the size of this moment fool you. This door is your Rahab moment, your chance to act and change everything. You're part of a holy remnant, a family of chosen ones who feel this urgency, this pull toward purpose. Some are watching from bustling cities, others from quiet towns, all bound by the same call to live out God's plan. You're not alone in this. Romans 8:30 declares, "And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified." Your purpose is your glorification, your chance to reflect God's glory. But it starts with those 3 steps, with your willingness to move before this window closes. You've been waiting for permission, haven't you? For someone to tell you it's okay to dream again, to hope, to chase the purpose that's haunted you. But God doesn't send permission slips. He sends moments like this, doors like this, windows that won't stay open forever. Your purpose isn't a far-off destination. It's a decision, a commitment to act in the face of uncertainty. Picture a flame, small but unquenchable, burning in your spirit. That's your purpose, and every step you take fans it brighter. The world needs your light, your unique thread in the tapestry, your yes to God's call. This 45-minute window is your chance to say it. You're not just a dreamer, you're a doer, a trailblazer, a carrier of divine purpose. The doubts that have faced are fading, the fears that have held you are crumbling. This door is open, its light spilling out, inviting you to step into the life you were created for. Those 3 steps, write your goal, reach out, take action, are your keys. Don't let them slip away. Don't let this moment pass. In these final minutes, heaven is watching, your purpose is waiting, and your next move will define everything. What will it be, chosen one? The question isn't whether you're worthy of this door, chosen one. It's whether you'll dare to believe that your purpose is worth pursuing, even when the world screams you're too late, too broken, too small. You feel that fire stirring, don't you? That spark in your chest that refuses to die, even after years of setbacks and silence. It's not just hope, it's the Holy Spirit, igniting a truth you've always known. You were born to shift atmospheres, to break cycles, to carry a light no darkness can extinguish. This 45-minute window isn't just a moment. It's a divine deadline, a sacred boundary where eternity and your choices collide. The door before you, shimmering with the promise of God's plan, is creaking on its hinges, and every second you hesitate is a second closer to its closing. Your purpose is calling, and it's time to answer with action. Let's talk about legacy, not the kind measured by trophies or titles, but the kind that ripples through time, touching lives long after you're gone. You've been living for today, haven't you? For the next paycheck, the next deadline, the next small win. But God sees beyond your calendar. He sees the generations waiting for the seeds you plant now. The souls who'll find freedom because you dared to step through this door. Psalm 78:6 says, "So the next generation would know God's commands, even the children yet to be born, and they in turn would tell their children." Your legacy isn't just about you, it's about the story your life writes for others, the path you clear for those who follow. This door isn't just a personal breakthrough, it's a gateway to a heritage of faith, and it's waiting for you to cross. Think of Ruth, a Moabite widow in the book of Ruth, her life seemingly over after loss and exile. She could have stayed in Moab, clinging to the familiar, building a small, safe existence. But something stirred, a sense of legacy beyond herself. She followed Naomi to Bethlehem, not knowing the future, only that her steps mattered. That choice, that willingness to move despite uncertainty, placed Ruth in the lineage of King David and Jesus himself. Your choices now, those 3 steps: write your goal, reach out, take action, are your Ruth moment. They're not just tasks, they're seeds of a legacy that could touch nations, heal families, or spark revival. What legacy are you building, chosen one? And will you start today, before this window vanishes? Consider Anna, a retiree from a small town in Texas I heard about last month. At 67, she felt her best years were behind her, her life reduced to routine and regret. But deep down she carried a vision to teach literacy to immigrants in her community, a dream she'd shelved for decades. One day, a flyer for a local volunteer program caught her eye, and she felt a tug, a whisper of legacy. Despite her age and lack of experience, she acted. She wrote a plan to start free reading classes, called the community center to offer her services, and began with just 3 students in her living room. Within a year, Anna's classes grew to dozens, empowering families and forging bonds across cultures. Her legacy wasn't fame. It was transformation, born from small steps taken in faith. Your legacy is just as powerful, but only if you move before this 45-minute timer runs out. If this message is stirring your heart, consider supporting our mission through Super Thanks below. Your generosity helps us reach more chosen ones longing to build their legacy, standing at their own divine doorways. Every gift sows hope into someone else's story. You're not here to drift through life, chosen one. You're here to leave a mark, to carve a path where others see only obstacles. The enemy wants you to believe your time has passed, that your legacy is a pipe dream for someone younger, smarter, or stronger. But God specializes in the unlikely. Look at Abraham, called at 75 to father nations, or Moses, leading Israel at 80. Your age, your past, your limitations. They're not barriers. They're brush strokes in the masterpiece God is painting. Those 3 steps you've taken, writing that goal, reaching out, acting, are your first strokes, your commitment to a legacy that will outlive you. Don't stop now. The door is open and the canvas of eternity awaits. Let's talk about resistance. Not the kind from others, but the kind within. You've felt it, haven't you? That invisible weight that makes every step toward your purpose feel like wading through mud. It's not just doubt or fear. It's a spiritual force, a current pushing against your calling. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world." The resistance you face is proof you're a threat to darkness. The enemy doesn't waste energy on those who pose no danger. Your legacy, your purpose, your yes to this door. They terrify him because they carry the power to shift bloodlines, to heal communities, to rewrite futures. You've seen resistance before. Maybe it was the exhaustion that hit when you tried to start that project, the distractions that piled up when you planned to pray, or the skepticism from others when you shared your dreams. But resistance isn't your defeat. It's your signal. It's heaven's confirmation that you're on the right path. Think of Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem's walls in Nehemiah 4. Enemies mocked him, resources dwindled, and threats loomed, but he pressed on, declaring, "The God of heaven will give us success." Your resistance is real, but so is your God. Those 3 steps, write, reach out, act, are your weapons cutting through the fog of opposition. Keep moving, chosen one. Your legacy is worth the fight, and this door is your battlefield. If you're feeling the weight of resistance lift and your legacy come alive, type, "I'm building my legacy now," in the comments below. Share your commitment with this community of chosen ones, and let your words inspire someone else to push through their own resistance. Your declaration is a spark for others' faith. Picture a lighthouse, standing firm against crashing waves, its beam cutting through the darkest storms. That's you. God's chosen, built to shine, to guide others home. Your legacy isn't just what you achieve, it's who you become and who you lift along the way. Every step you take through this door, every act of courage, every moment you choose faith over resistance, adds to that light. The world is desperate for it. Families are breaking, communities are hurting, and souls are searching. Your legacy, born from those 3 steps, could be the beacon that changes everything. But the timer is ticking, and this door won't stay open forever. You've been through too much to settle for a life without impact. The nights you cried out for meaning, the seasons you felt stuck, the battles you fought in silence, they were all forging you for this. Isaiah 61:4 promises, "They will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated. They will renew the ruined cities that have been devastated for generations." You're not just living for yourself. You're a restorer. Your legacy starts now with the courage to step through this door, to let those 3 actions, write, reach out, act, shape a future that echoes through eternity. You're part of a holy movement, a tapestry of chosen ones woven together by divine purpose. Some are watching from bustling cities, others from quiet corners, all feeling this same call to build something lasting. You're not alone. Romans 8:19 says, "The creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." Creation is waiting for you, chosen one, for your legacy, your light, your yes. But it starts with this moment, this door, this 45-minute window. Resistance will push, but faith will pull you through. Your 3 steps are your anchor, your proof that you're ready to leave a mark. You've been waiting for a reason to rise, haven't you? For a cause bigger than yourself, a vision that makes every struggle worthwhile. This door is that reason. It's not just a chance, it's a charge, a divine commission to live the legacy God dreamed for you. Picture a scroll in heaven, unrolling further, revealing not just your purpose, but the lives you'll touch, the chains you'll break, the hope you'll spark. That scroll is yours, but it demands your action, your courage, your refusal to let resistance win. Those 3 steps, write, reach out, act, are your signature on that scroll, your agreement with God's plan. Don't let this moment slip. The door is open, and your legacy is waiting. The legacy you're called to build isn't a monument to your name, chosen one. It's a bridge to God's glory, a pathway for others to find hope, healing, and purpose through your obedience. You feel that urgency, don't you? That electric pulse in your spirit, like a clock ticking louder with every breath. This 45-minute window is more than a moment. It's a divine intersection where your past, present, and future collide, where the choices you make now will echo into eternity. The door before you, radiant with the promise of God's plan, isn't just open, it's pulsating with divine energy, begging you to step through before it fades forever. Your legacy is on the other side, and it's not just about what you'll gain, but what you'll give to a world starving for light. Let's talk about sacrifice. Not the kind that leaves you empty, but the kind that fills you with purpose, the kind that transforms your pain into power. You've already sacrificed so much, haven't you? Time spent fighting battles no one saw, energy poured into dreams that seemed to wither, trust given to those who broke it. Those sacrifices weren't wasted. They were deposits, investments in a future God was crafting in secret. Philippians 2:17 says, "Even if I am being poured out like a drink offering on the sacrifice and service coming from your faith, I am glad and rejoice with all of you." Your sacrifices, your struggles, your silent tears, they're holy offerings, and God is about to turn them into a harvest beyond your imagination. This door is your invitation to see that harvest, to step into a season where your sacrifices bear fruit that changes lives. Think of Hannah in 1 Samuel 1, a woman mocked for her barrenness, her heart heavy with unfulfilled longing. She poured out her soul in prayer, sacrificing her pride, her comfort, her very dignity at the altar. That sacrifice wasn't her end, it was her beginning. God gave her Samuel, a prophet who shifted Israel's destiny, and through him Hannah's legacy touched generations. Your sacrifices too are seed. The nights you stayed faithful despite despair, the moments you chose forgiveness over bitterness, the dreams you held onto despite rejection, they're all planted in divine soil, ready to bloom. Those 3 steps, write your goal, reach out, take action, are your way of watering those seeds, of stepping through this door to reap what you've sown. What will your harvest be, chosen one? And will you claim it before this window closes? Consider Marcus, a construction worker from Philadelphia I heard about recently. At 38, he carried the weight of a broken family, his childhood marked by abandonment. He dreamed of starting a mentorship program for fatherless boys, but the sacrifices required, time, money, vulnerability, felt too steep. One evening, a sermon on giving stirred him. He didn't have much, but he acted. He wrote a vision for his program, called a local youth center to volunteer, and started meeting with a small group of teens on weekends. The sacrifice was real. Long hours, skeptical friends, stretched finances, but within a year, Marcus's program grew, touching dozens of lives and healing his own wounds. His sacrifice became his legacy, a testament to God's faithfulness. Your sacrifices too can bloom, but only if you step through this door now, before the 45-minute timer runs out. If this message is igniting your spirit, consider supporting our mission through Super Thanks below. Your generosity helps us reach more chosen ones, each standing at their own divine threshold, yearning to turn their sacrifices into something eternal. Every gift is a seed for someone else's harvest. You're not here to live a life of leftovers, chosen one. You're here to pour out your heart, to give your all, to see your sacrifices transformed into a legacy that glorifies God. The enemy wants you to see your sacrifices as losses, to believe that every hard season was a waste. But God sees them as treasures, stored up in heaven, ready to be released. Those 3 steps, write, reach out, act, are your claim on that treasure. Your refusal to let your sacrifices be in vain. Picture a vast field, golden and ripe, stretching beyond this door. That's your harvest, the fruit of every tear, every prayer, every moment you chose faith over despair. But harvests don't wait. They're reaped in season, and this 45-minute window is your season. Let's talk about vision. Not the blurry kind that fades with doubt, but the kind that burns with clarity. The kind that sees beyond your circumstances to God's promises. You've had glimpses of it, haven't you? Moments when you saw yourself leading, creating, healing, or inspiring, only to have life's noise drown it out. Proverbs 29:18 warns, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." Your vision isn't a luxury. It's your lifeline, your map through this door. It's what keeps you moving when resistance presses hard, when sacrifices feel heavy, when the world says give up. God didn't give you that vision to tease you. He gave it to guide you, and this moment is your chance to follow it. You felt the pull of vision before. Maybe it was a dream to start a business, a calling to minister, or a longing to restore a broken relationship. But life, bills, setbacks, naysayers, blurred it, made it feel impossible. That's not your truth. Your vision is God's blueprint, and every sacrifice you've made has been clearing the ground for it to stand. Think of Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come. Your vision's appointed time is now, and those 3 steps, write, reach out, act, are your way of saying yes to it. Don't let it linger. Don't let this door close. Your vision is waiting to become reality. But only if you move. If you're feeling your vision come alive, type, "I'm claiming my vision now" in the comments below. Let this community of chosen ones hear your resolve, and let your words spark courage in someone else's heart. Your declaration is a light for others' paths. Picture a city on a hill, its lights blazing in the night, impossible to ignore. That's your vision, chosen one, not a fleeting idea, but a divine assignment that demands to be seen. Your sacrifices have fueled it, your faith has sustained it, and this door is your chance to build it. The world needs your vision, your unique gift, your story, your light. Families are waiting for the hope you'll bring, communities for the change you'll spark, souls for the truth you'll share. Those 3 steps, write, reach out, act, are your foundation stones, your first acts of building that city. Don't wait for permission or perfection. The timer is ticking, and your vision won't survive another delay. You've been through too much to let your vision fade. The seasons of scarcity, the moments of betrayal, the nights you questioned your worth, they were all shaping you for this. Isaiah 55:11 declares, "So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire." God's vision for you is His word, and it will not fail. Your sacrifices, your struggles, your steadfast heart, they're proof you're ready to carry it. This door isn't just an opportunity. It's a divine commission. A call to turn your vision into a legacy that shakes the heavens. Those 3 steps are your agreement, your yes to God's promise. Step through, chosen one. Your vision is waiting. You're part of a holy remnant, a family of dreamers and builders who feel this same urgency. Some are watching from crowded apartments, others from silent suburbs, all bound by a shared vision to live God's call. You're not alone. Hebrews 12:1 reminds us,